Shalom, friends. It's that time for us to be together again on Tuesday afternoon for a few minutes. And I want to note that we have people listening to us all over the country. And what a pleasure it is to be with you today, as I am every Tuesday, and all the occasions when we get together. Now, of course, 1 week from tomorrow is Rosh Hashanah. And as I say these words, we're also preparing. Another hurricane is on the way, so it's certainly on our minds. And but when I began to think about Rosh Hashanah, and as I'm preparing for those days, there are many things that come into my mind. But one of them always is about this Torah reading. And it's a very special Torah reading. It's we have chapters 21 and 22 of Genesis are what we read on Rosh Hashanah. And the Torah reading on Rosh Hashanah begins with infertility. It begins with reminding us of the pain of infertility, of not being able to conceive and have a child, the absence of the ability to have life. And then quickly that is followed by the birth of a child. And that then is quickly followed by the potential death of Hagar and Ishmael. Sadness, no life, and then a child is born, and then a feared death. And then God tells Abraham to take his son, to sacrifice his son. The imminent death, again, of a son. The imminent death of a child. And then, of course, the end of that story is that the child lives. It's a roller coaster of life. But it is a reminder of the fragility of life. That's what Rosh Hashanah, that's the message of this Rosh Hashanah, of every Rosh Hashanah, to remind ourselves that life is very fragile. Birth, death, infertility, fearing for one's life, surviving. These are things that people deal with every single day. And Rosh Hashanah reminds us of that. Reminds us that this life that we have, not to take it for granted. In fact, on Yom Kippur, when we fast, just 10 days after Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, when we fast and we put on a kittel, our burial shrouds, and we stop eating. Rabbis have suggested we're imitating death. We're imitating our own death, making very real to ourselves that we're not going to live forever. We're not immortal beings. And you know what? Each and every person needs to remind themselves of this. Because otherwise they live their lives as if they're going to live forever. They live their lives as if there is no tomorrow and just going forward, and they're going to be there forever. But really, what we have to do is live our lives with an appreciation that we've been given this day, that we have another day to be alive and to do something good in the world and to contribute to the world and to be able to bring good things to other people. We could forget that very easily. But Rosh Hashanah says, no, we're going to start this year with a remembrance. We're going to let you remember something. You're not going to live forever. At the end of the gala, that we had a few days ago, I sort of joked around at the toast that we made, and I said, and now we toast to the 200th anniversary. We're just finishing our 100th anniversary. But the truth of the matter is, even though you and I may not be there at the 200th anniversary, another 100 years goes by just like that. Another 100 years will be here before you know it. And our lives are like a flash in the pan as well. So, let's take that apple and honey. Let's enjoy a little sweetness in the moment of these holidays. And let's remind ourselves of how fragile life is, so that we can remind ourselves to appreciate each and every moment of our lives. It's not always such an easy task to do. The end of the beginning of the Torah reading on the second day opens with the words, God put Abraham to the test. And I think that sometimes all of us feel like we're being tested as well. That there's some kind of test that we're being asked to complete or live through or succeed in, to overcome. But I think it's there to remind us that God put Abraham to the test. God puts us to the test. And Abraham succeeded in this particular test, and sometimes we'll succeed, sometimes we'll fail. But another year is here. Another year is here, and we will go forward knowing that we're part of this procession of time. We're part of this fragility of life. So make the most of today. Make the most of the time that we have and of the year that is just ahead of us. Mourner's Kaddish now. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabam. B'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'agala v'yizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabam v'varach li'olam li'omei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitboar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yidadar v'yidaleh v'yidalal shemei d'kudisha barichu. Li'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Aseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Have a good week, friends.
Thank you.